I've never been in a place as filthy as India, and part of the reason that it's so filthy is there are just too many people.
Right.
But I've been in like worse places, poorer places, more dangerous places. But the thing that I hate the most about India is the way Indians treat one another. It's shocking to me, this caste system that they have. It's shocking. I'll give you an example. I had a driver that was assigned to me for I was there for 6 weeks. And guy was a really sweet guy, wife and 2 little kids at home. And the guy's only making, but I don't know, $100 a month, $150 a month. So my boss told me before I left, don't overtip. You're going to ruin it for everybody else. Well, of course I'm going to overtip this poor guy. He was, he committed 24 hours a day to me if I wanted to go anywhere at all.
Well, you set the standard.
I did. I set the standard.
You fucked everything up.
I did. And I don't care.
This is why you're not in the group chat. Because you got to come together and agree on everything.
And my boss is like,
you're overtipping, the next guy has to fucking overtip, and then you just keep going up and up.
So I told him, I said, listen, let me take you to lunch. I was staying at the Westin.
In India?
In Hyderabad, India.
Okay.
I said, let me take you to lunch. There's this wonderful restaurant inside the Westin. Oh, thank you so much. I said, great. 1 o'clock. So 1 o'clock, I'm there in the restaurant, I'm waiting. I was like, 1 o'clock, 1:15, 1:30, where is this guy? So I walk outside and he's just standing out there. And I said, what are you doing out here? Come on in. He said, I'm sorry, sir, they won't let me in. And the guy that's, what do you call the guy? The welcome guy.
Yeah, at the concierge?
Yeah, I guess, why not? Concierge. He says, I'm sorry, sir, but he's of a lower caste. He can't come into the hotel. I said, he's my guest. I've invited him into the hotel. He said, I'm sorry, sir. I said, I want to talk to the manager. Manager comes out. He says, he can't come in the hotel. He's of a low caste. I said, I'm a guest in this hotel, and I've invited him to lunch. He's my friend.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, I don't care who you are. He's not coming in the hotel.
Wow.
So I was furious. We get in the car and I said, listen, let's go to the best restaurant in Hyderabad. They're famous for Hyderabadi biryani, right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's
I don't
just
even know what that is.
It's rice mixed with vegetables and meats.
Okay.
Big deal.
Yeah.
But they're famous. It's their thing there. I said, take me to the best biryani place in Hyderabad. He takes me to this old British, Victorian mansion that's been converted into a
He
restaurant.
took you to the nicest place, right?
It was the nicest place. And the manager
wouldn't
says,
let you in.
No, he says, you can come in. He can't come in.
Oh, again.
Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck with you people? I said, he's my guest. And then, we had some back and forth. They agreed to set up a table outside.
And they're doing this to their own people, huh?
To their own people. And this happens every single day. Another thing that I saw that bothered me very much.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. In case you're new here, my name is Maren.
And I'm Maureen.
Right, so in today's episode, you're going to be reacting to videos of Black Indians who are coming onto the internet to tell their stories, right? They're going to be talking about how they were banished for being Black and the kind of treatment their own people and motherland give them just for this mere fact that they have a lot of melanin.
Guys, can you imagine the mistreatment your own countryman, your own, they're all Indians, right? But the treatment you are rendered because you're Black to a point where you're not even allowed to touch a book or educate yourself, all because the best work you can be given in that country is cleaning lighter skinned people
Toilets. With your bare
hands, not even with gloves. So imagine if Black Indians are treated like that. How about Afro-Indians?
They are not recognized at all. Matter of fact, Indians don't even think they exist. They are hidden. They're a hidden population. But guys, we don't want to talk a lot. Let's watch what we prepared for you and then we come back and talk about it. You can let us know your thoughts and opinion in the comment section. Also consider subscribing if it's your first time here. Let's watch.
The caste system in India has existed for at least 3,000 years. The caste system in India is a social hierarchy passed down from generation to generation.
Your caste dictates your profession, your social life, how society perceives you, who you are able to marry, and what kind of opportunities are available to you. Right outside the caste system is a group called Dalit, also known as untouchables. It is the lowest status a person can hold.
My intention for this video is not to discuss the caste system, its history, or its very discriminatory ways, but to focus the attention on the people who are deeply affected and marginalized because of it. Within the untouchable group, Dalits are not alone. Tribal groups of India, who are the true indigenous people, are also pushed into this category, with Dalits ranking just a bit higher than the tribals.
Even in India, the lower castes, especially the Dalits, are subjected to honor.
What's an honor?
An honor kill When two different castes get married or fall in love and they try to like elope, the family is not approving. To save the family's honor, the family members, they end up going and killing the couple.
2024?
You do have news articles every now and then, and even I think last year there were a few more news articles about honor killings, about intercaste marriages and love marriages which were not approved by the families.
You're allowed to.
It's not allowed. It's not allowed, but they kill for the sake of their honor, the family's honor.
Right. So if you marry somebody lower caste.
Yes, or like another caste that they don't approve of, it's usually like that.
And that's defensible in court?
No, it's not. They do get jailed for it.
Right.
It's just that people still do it.
Can you tell what's so groundbreaking about this clip?
Pahlavi Menke belongs to a community that for centuries was deemed untouchable.
It's from a new episode of the popular Amazon Prime show Made in Heaven, and it's very rare to see an untouchable Dalit person represented on screen in a positive light. But there are more layers to this story than you'd think, and we'll get to that. India's caste system is a social hierarchy that has historically categorized people into various classes. The system's structure is based on an interpretation of Hindu scripture, but its formalization was exacerbated during British rule. Today, caste discrimination is technically illegal in India, but Indians of many different religions still feel its effects. The caste system has 4 main levels, but there's a 5th category of people who are shut out of the system entirely.
Dalits are a group of formerly untouchable castes.
Yashika Dutt is a Dalit author who wrote about her personal journey of coming out with her Dalit identity.
I have stories in my family where our ancestors were not allowed to touch books. I have stories where my great-grandfather had to sit outside the classroom and scrawl a stick in the mud because he wasn't allowed to touch a pencil. Because if he touched a pencil, then his polluting presence would pollute the pencils and all the pencils of the earth. Apparently that was the logic.
Yashika herself is a Bhangi, one of the lowest Dalit subcastes.
The shame around the word Bhangi is so intense that people in my family, we didn't even say the word. I was raised to hide my caste.
Bhangis have historically been subjected to work like cleaning out non-flushing toilets and sewers by hand, often without any gear to protect them from toxic fumes or human waste. This task is also known as manual scavenging, and it's an incredibly dangerous job, killing nearly 500 people between 2015 and 2020.
I have relatives in my family today who are still engaged in manual scavenging. We become the caste that we are from. We become the work that we do, and we are treated in the same non-human way that our caste is treated.
Now, back to that Made in Heaven episode. It's actually about an inter-caste wedding where the groom's family tries to cover up an accomplished Dalit woman's background, but she doesn't let them.
Your family is very sweet and very nice as long as my identity is about the Ivy League stature and the awards. And the Dalit me? They'd rather whitewash it.
So, for a popular TV show to showcase a successful Dalit person pushing to celebrate her identity, it really is a big deal. The episode was even directed by a Dalit filmmaker.
Dalit characters have been represented on screen in a very angular and unilateral way. We've always been people who are in distress, people who are sad.
The weird thing is that the Dalit character in the show has a lot of parallels with Yashika's personal journey as a journalist and author of the memoir Coming Out as Dalit.
My grandmother used to manually clean toilets. She had no other choice.
While the director admitted that the scene was inspired by Yashika's story, the show did not give her an official credit. Amazon itself hasn't responded, but the show's producers denied appropriating Yashika's work.
I realized that I needed to claim what was mine because I worked very hard to create a space for people like myself. I think this is a pivotal moment in how we talk about Dalit rights because we're not ready to accept the crumbs that have been thrown our way.
Not discussed enough is the anti-blackness within the brown community, and I find it really interesting because it's basically a scapegoat to self-hate on our own skin tone, and it's also due to, you know, colonization. I think there's such a bad internalized form of colorism within India and a lot of people in the brown community that they use the black community in that way, like because they hate their own skin tone so much, like this is like where they put that anger towards or that hate towards. And I really blame like you know, Western colonizers for this. And I feel like there's this big divide at the end of the day, because like we're so much more similar than we are, you know, like with culture, with like even like similar features, but like the way that we've been so divided for so long because of colonizers and because of these like Eurocentric standards within society, it's just so sad to see how much, you know, the brown community, especially those in like India, like how much they'd rather, you know, still view the colonizers and the Western world in such a romanticized way compared to the hate and, you know, just like active racism towards the Black community, when they actually haven't done anything to us and to our community. I feel like the Western community has done a lot more damage to us and other POC communities, but we still show them so much idolization, whether it comes to still having no dark-skinned female representation in movies to like Fair and Lovely. There's so many attributes that go into it, and it's just so sad because
you could be anything in this world without any restrictions. What would you want to be?
Please watch the entire video before coming to watch my video. Whether you want to accept it or not, caste pervades every aspect of society in India and every aspect of the Indian diaspora here in the US or Canada or Australia. Anywhere there's a South Asian diaspora, caste has pervaded it, caste has influenced it, because that is the legacy of our castes. That is the legacy of a 3,000-year-old system of discrimination. So effective, it doesn't even need to be enforced. That's how ingrained it is in our society. We've come to a point where we can identify what someone's caste is without ever even asking for it. All we need is their last name, their profession, the area they live in, the people they surround themselves with, their education, their fucking what area of the world they're in, what the color of their skin is, what language, what dialect of a language they speak. I'm a caste privileged person. It took me so much time to understand the ramifications of what that meant. I'm not saying my life was easy, but it definitely wasn't hard because of my caste. Caste definitely wasn't one of the reasons my life was hard. Caste didn't shut any doors for me. Look at that video. There are men and women who wanted to be teachers, nurses, doctors, who wanted to study, get degrees, who have said that if they were allowed to, their lives would have the trajectory of their lives would have dramatically changed if they were allowed to pursue those things, but they weren't. There are so many people, so incredibly qualified, so much more qualified than me, but they are denied the same opportunities that I got, solely because of some random, arbitrary bullshit that they were assigned at birth. And it's not fair, and it will never be fair. But you know what? It'll be a little more fair once we start addressing it, once we start dismantling those systems. We will never undo the damage it's done, but at least we can stop the damage from being done to future generations. But if we need to start doing that, you need to get your head out of your ass. Your parents need to get their heads out of their asses and admit that they benefited from a 3,000-year-old system of discrimination. You, even if you didn't want to, benefited from the 3,000-year-old system of discrimination. And nothing you can do can change that, but you can help change it for the better for the future. Look at sources like Equality Labs. And most people will not watch the video for this long, so you know what? I'm going to put them in the comments too. But please, look at the sources I put in the comments. Read Annihilation of Caste by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. That's a great place to start. Look at Equality Labs. They have amazing resources. They have an Unlearning Caste Supremacy workshop that's coming up. Please attend that. Do the work to undo the damage your ancestors have done.
Black part, but I know that my friends from Pakistan, like, he can't even tell his mom that we're friends because she hates black people that much. So,
oh, a Pakistani. Also, your Pakistani's friend. He can't tell your mom your friend because
he can't tell his mom that we're friends.
Because she doesn't like black people.
Yeah. Because the thing is like, white people are the least racist people I've ever met. So, and I've met people from all over the world. So,
why do you think Pakistanis don't like black people, but then everybody's quick to say British people are racist?
Well, to be fair, most people don't like black people. Yeah. I mean, I don't know exactly the reason for it.
Racism towards Indian people is way too normal, and it honestly pisses me off. So yesterday a waiter asked about my necklace and I said it's from India. I'm half Indian. And she goes, wait, you're Indian? Oh my god, you're so lucky your skin isn't brown. Like, what the fuck? And sometimes I actually think that looking like this makes me see the racism more. Like when I'm in an elevator and a bunch of Indian people walk in, everyone else starts snickering and laughing and they look at me like I'm in on the joke. And bro, the racism I've seen online is crazy. All I see is people saying, imagine the smell, bro. Oh, deodorant dodgers. Or how like curry and street food looks like shit. But racism isn't okay unless it's towards Indians, right? And I think that most Indians have learned to just let it go at this point. Just because we don't want to seem like we can't take a joke. But at some point, it stops becoming a joke. And honestly, it makes me really sad because Indians are some of the most kind and genuine people that you'll ever meet. All my best friends are Indian. Anyways, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments and follow for more.
So guys, welcome back. Let us know what you think about the videos you just watched here. You know, it's quite, before we go on, let me just explain something, right? I've come to learn that out of the caste system Indians have, the least or the bottom of the barrel are the ones that they call the Dalit, right?
Which are that also known as the untouchables.
And that is not such a good word to use because I was looking at the comment section of these videos, and a lot of Indians came out saying that was a derogatory term used to regard to Black Indian, right? And my question is, exactly how is this problem ever going to be solved if Indians themselves have refused to accept themselves for the way they are? Because India is one of the countries in Asia, honestly, that has a lot of melanated population, even if they have different hairs from Africans and Black people. Like they still have rich melanin in their skin, right? But a lot of them do not accept themselves, and that is quite sad, you know. So how are you going to demand better treatment from other people around you if discrimination is going on from within your borders? You know, it was sad when I heard the story about the white man who was talking about the worker he had who happened to be dark, and they were denying him entry. That is not a European country. It's not even America. That is India, his own country.
His own people were doing that to them because he didn't belong in the same caste as them. And you know, at some point, you have to, even if you're blaming Western colonization for being at the point where you are at right now. Right now, yes, Western people still have some sort of influence in the countries they colonized, but at some point when you realize this, you have to stop using that as an excuse to keep treating your brothers and sisters in a wrong way, right? Because nobody is putting a weapon on your head and telling you to deny this person entry. Neither are they putting a weapon to your head and telling you to deny someone education or to deny someone an opportunity to read a book, all because you consider them bottom of the barrel.
But you know, the funny thing is that at the end of the day, even it's funny because even Indians themselves, the ones that are considered untouchables, right? Even those type of Indians, because I've seen videos of African bloggers going to India, right? And the type of treatment they're given, even those type of Indians who you'll find are quite literally darker than me, are going to be treating Africans like, you know, just simply because they have dark skin.
And also there is a good explanation for that. You know, this is a system that is giving these bad practices power because that is an untouchable who will treat an African person or a Black person badly. And this is because in their caste system, they're the bottomest of the barrel. The untouchables, the Black Indians, they're at the bottom of the barrel, and their Afro-Indian population are nowhere in that system, meaning they're not even recognized to some extent by the system that they have built, meaning they're even more outcasted than the outcasts that are recognized.
Right. And guys, I was looking at there was this African, actually he's Kenyan YouTuber who went to India, right? He was looking for the Afro population of India, right? And he found them, right? These people,
they live in
it's not
forest.
A surprise. They live in
We're
forest.
not saying all of them, but a big population of Afro-Indians live in forest, away from actual Indians.
Right. And how they've been set up, the government has forgotten about them to a point where when you look at the kind of infrastructures, which is none, they have compared to the normal population of India, is almost non-existent. You know, these people are literally surviving on their own. And honestly, if they want the world to have a different view of themselves, then they are gonna have to rewrite those narratives, because these people, the Afro-Indians in India, they do consider themselves Indians, but also also them, they know that they are not recognized or seen as one of the other castmates, and it's quite unfortunate that people have to live like this in a country. You can imagine having to carry that feeling around about something you literally have no control over, because it's by chance. If you're born in Africa, it's by chance. If you're born in America, it's by chance. If you're born in India, it's by chance. And how you look is something you cannot control at all, So imagine being treated like that because of something you have no control over. What are you supposed to do about it if the systems that were put in place have such a strong chokehold to a point where even in 2026
you're not seen as human?
Neither are you allowed to marry someone you like, provided you're coming with a rich
darker skin. Yeah, and it has just made me realize that even if the country where I come from, which is Kenya, sometimes we usually complain about colorism amongst ourselves. I do believe, and I can say with a full chest, that after seeing this video, we do not have it as bad as they do, because no matter how dark we are education is something that we will never be denied, because the system has said dark people only deserve to clean other lighter skinned human beings' feces. Nothing like that will ever happen in our country. And the biggest way this thing is going to change in India is only if they actively start recognizing and correcting these policies they've put about in making caste systems important. Because one thing is for sure, in this pyramid of casting, the highest in that pyramid are the white passing or almost white-like Indians. And those guys, for sure, I am 100% sure that a bigger percentage of them will never actively champion for that system to change, because they're the ones who are feeling good up there. And if they fart, everybody else in that pyramid system is gonna catch a scent. So
and expected to smile
and
about
expected
it.
to smile when that awful smell is going down the caste system. It's why they're not changing anything,
And also, it makes me understand why a black Indian would go into America and treat a black America as though they were all above black Americans, just because, they feel like it is, because from where they're coming from, they live
it is allowed, and they just live like,
it's a miserable life, honestly, and I hope that would change,
Right, but although we can't blame the whole untouchable group of being comfortable with the way the situation is, because as
there are those
had
ones
from
who are working actively to change
the situation, number one, and number two, as we've heard from the documentary or the videos we've played you, there are some who've actively tried to remove themselves out of that bottom of the barrel caste by marrying people from another caste, and they have faced dangers of unaliving because of the same. So at this point, only India can change what India is going through. But one thing I have to recognize is that even for speakers to be available today to speak on this subject, it means, and even for a Netflix movie to come out about the
it's
untouchable.
Not a Netflix, but
it's a movie on Prime.
Yeah.
Right. For a movie of that magnitude to be made, it means that this situation, people are aware of it in India, and it has started being talked about, and that's a good place to start from. But my biggest question is, how long will it take for something to actually change, for one thing to actually change, before they can go a mile of changing many people's minds?
Right. The most unfortunate thing is that right now it's gone on for so long that it has become culture, and people's cultures are some of the hardest things to change, So because it's their culture, I don't know, guys. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. It's gonna be a little difficult to change. It's just synonymous to. We hope that it would change. It's synonymous to how the world views the street foods in India, right? Right now, if you start telling them that they need to change this and that, it's going to be difficult, because for one, that's a job. It's a job opportunity. It's a source of income, right? The second thing is that it's a lot of them in that country. There are too many,
Right.
So
and
changing
for
things
the
is going to be a bit
difficult, especially
but
working.
not impossible.
Exactly. And especially working on their PR. Right now, for those of us, many of us who've not gone to India, when someone says
no desire to be there,
number one, and also it being amongst the highest rate of, they assault women. So anyway, that aside, when you mention street foods from India, the first thing that comes to mind of many of us who've not been to India is how people have eaten street foods and they had weak stomachs for it. So if you take me to India and put me on the street to eat, maybe if my life depended on it, but I wouldn't.
Or if you are paying me millions, so that I can take myself to the hospital afterwards and then enjoy my money.
Right, but you wouldn't catch me eating street food in India. And maybe this is me misjudging them because I haven't been to the country. But again, this is why we say India needs to work on its PR, and it needs to actively start doing better with its people and its PR.
Right.
Guys, let us know what you think about this episode down on the comment section. Also consider subscribing if you're new to our channel, and we'll see you on our next episode. Thank you so much for watching.